Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Outlanders. We're on episode 17 and once again I'm starting things off in my crop industrial district where we have actually done a little bit more work underground. We have actually put in a little bit more of these entrances which I think will work quite well. We haven't mob-proofed it from the looks though, which is a little bit annoying. I have actually made sure to make it a little bit annoying now, so because of this, because of the way it's done, the leaves, the stone and everything, I'm going to have to redo everything around here and figure out exactly how I'm going to do things. Same on this side. But we're going to be not doing that later today. We are going to be, if I can actually eat everything, if I can actually eat this beef, it's so laggy. There we go. I am going to be heading over to, what's his name, Nutria's base, which is just this green dot over here with a couple other members of the server. I'm not quite sure yet who's going to join us, but it's time for Prankpies to return. So, if the thing will go away, we can head over there now and get started on the first, or one of my first pranks of the server. Hey Morgs and Char.
And a crafting table.
Hello!
It's time for the return of Prankpies.
Prankpies?
Prankpies.
Prankpies. We got diorite.
We have lots and lots of diorite. 2/3 of which
And a
is
bird in
from
the
me.
sky.
So, what I'm thinking is if we craft it all into slabs, I'm going to get some so I can actually showcase this myself. Make it all into slabs and then just simply cover. So that way, whatever he's built still stays. Whatever Nutria builds stays, but we still prank it. What do we think about that?
Sure.
And then if we've got
Sounds
more left,
good.
we've got more left at the end. We can just, not double. I'm thinking just a single slab.
Detail.
We don't,
Come on, if we're doing this...
we might not have enough to cover everything. Come on.
Mags, we have 5 shulkers. And since we're going to double that with slabs, it's going to be 10.
That's true.
We're going to have enough.
All right, fair enough.
And plus,
You
if we're going to do bird poop, then we're going to do it properly.
You do you. I guess I'll cover off the rows
Yes.
and then come back and start detailing.
You do you. You do.
I don't know.
You do.
Okay. Well, I'm going to time lapse this, so we'll see you in a little while once we finish off this project.
Finish.
Well, that took a little bit of time, but we have finally covered up at least this part of the base with diorite.
Yep.
And
a
Diorite
castle.
castle.
And a castle.
Diorite castle.
Diorite castle.
Diorite castle. King of
Castle.
Pog.
poop. Charles the king of poop.
I am.
At any rate, I don't think it really put a dent in how much diorite we had. We started with what, 5 shulkers of it,
And we ended
Yep.
up with how?
and we ended up with probably what, 3 and a bit,
3 and a bit.
4 and a bit. Well, I'll take the one that's I want diorite, so
I would like diorite because then I can prank someone else with it.
I'll take
Yep.
these two.
I'll take
The
these.
empty one and a mostly full one.
Okay.
Alright, so thank
I'll
you,
take a
Morgan, and
full-
thank you, Char, for helping me out with this.
No problem. Now I would fly
Alright.
away, but it's too laggy to do so.
Yeah, the server has struggled a bit with lag. Did you cover up the portal with diorite, Char?
Cha did. Cha did it!
Alright, well, thank you again. I'm going to see you later.
Bye.
Well, I've just come back onto the server after a couple of days hiatus in which I did a bit of university stuff because I am still a student. But it seems that Nutria has returned the prank and he's covered quite a bit of this area in Crying Obsidian, so he left some signs for me here. Thanks to Direct Mags, lol, here's in Crying Obsidian. Didn't know where you want it, so I just left it laying around. You're welcome in Nutria. So this is actually something I don't have a lot of, or any of really, so it's going to be something quite useful in fact, and if it's just all this here, then it is going to be a little bit too easy to clean up, I suppose a little bit less than what he did to me. So let's get cleaning it up, and then I should probably find a new spot. Oh no, he didn't. No, he didn't. Please don't tell me that he did everything in here as well. Oh wow. This is a lot of Crying Obsidian. Of course I can't go through here. But it actually seems I think I'm going to have a spot for it over here right next to the obsidian, which is right at the end of this thing. So if I can clean this up nice and quick. Well, okay, not quickly because it is taking a bit of time to get through this lot, as you can see. But hopefully it shouldn't take too long for me to get through this, and then I can finally get on to what I had planned for the rest of today's episode. So yes, the Crying Obsidian can go right over here. Right there, and that should be nice and easy. Well, it took a little bit of time to get rid of all that Crying Obsidian, but it is now all done, and it seems that Nutria has actually gifted me a little bit more Crying Obsidian than I was ever going to get, so that's quite actually a good present, a much better gift than, I suppose, 2 shulkers of diorite that we gifted him earlier today. But that is just a little bit of what we can do, and we might do a couple more pranks in the future with some of our other server mates and see how they respond. But aside from that, I've been working a little bit more on trying to figure out how I'm going to get the villagers in, and these 2 sides are, I'm thinking, where it's going to go. So we're going to have a bit of a tunnel down here, and on this side as well, maybe. So we will have a bit of a loop so we can go back and forth. I'm not entirely certain on that yet, but what it's going to look like is, yeah, we'll have the path, something like here, we'll have villagers on this side, we'll have a path going down, connecting the 2 tunnels, and then there'll be the villagers like this. So something like this, there'll be the path, there'll be the tunnel here, and then you'll see 1, 2, 3, 4 villagers, and on the other side the same. So that's not quite right. It is going to be, if I can actually get my pickaxe out and not drop it, it would be something like 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'd see something like that alongside there to give you a general idea of what I'm going to look like. I've just popped back into my Season 3 world, the one from last season, just to get an idea of what I did here. And I had 16 villagers for each type of farming types. These were the beetroot ones, if I remember correctly. I think 16 is just a bit too many, actually, given how many I had. But 8 is probably going to be a bit too few. So a little bit of a conundrum there, exactly how I'm going to do. I'm probably going to do something similar with this pattern here to the flooring, so I can get an idea. So I can walk straight down here and say, unequivocally, these are the beetroot villagers. I probably will as well change these for something red. So maybe instead of this, I'll have that. So it's pretty clear what these ones are. Let me just change that back, because I don't want to really touch this world too much anymore, just to give an idea of what I had going on in Season 3. But yes, so let's get back into Season 4 and continue our work in making this thing work. After a little bit more thinking, I've decided to revert to a different model instead. So I'm going to still have the paths going down like so, but instead of having the villagers go across like so, like I had here, I'm going to have them just go on either side of this path. So I'm going to have one here, one set here, one set here, and one set here. And so it'll probably be, I think it's going to be, say, carrots on this side and potatoes on that side, and then on this side I'll have something similar. I'll have, wheat and beetroot on this side, whichever is up actually the correct thing on top. Which reminds me that I still need to get in the sorting systems for all this stuff. So on this side, which is carrot and taters, I need to just put in a villager or two, and then hoppers here to go into our collection systems. On the other side, I need to rip it all up and put in rails and collection hoppers as well, which is a little bit annoying because I'm going to have to replant everything again, but it's going to have to be done if I want my sorting system done. A little bit more time has passed, and as you can see, I have started the groundwork for where the villages are going to go. So this is working pretty well, although I have a little problem with the way I've actually started this thing. It is not as good as I think it would be if I'm using terracotta. I think it would be a lot better if I stuck with the original design, which is concrete, because it's a lot brighter yellows and reds and similar. So I'll continue to stick with the cut smooth sandstone. I think it is the smooth sandstone stairs, but overall, yeah, the terracotta doesn't work as well as the concrete do. So I'm going to have to make myself a whole lot of concrete and put all of this in, place all of this stuff. Thankfully I've got universal dyeing, so that all this can still be made into a different color should I so choose. So yeah, let me get rid of all this stuff and continue the work on down here as well. And this bit is going to be a work in progress for the future. So yeah, I'm going to be working on this mostly off camera and getting the villagers in off camera and all that. But what for the time being, I think I'm going to start working on actually getting my farms all functional. And to do that, I need to get started on the collection systems. So we'll start with the pumpkins and not pumpkins, the carrots and the potatoes, which is going to be a lot easier since all it requires is just a hopper line straight from their system all the way over here to here. So I need to mark out exactly where this thing's going to go, which may or may not be harder than it looks. I'm not exactly sure yet where the lines are going to go, but I do know where it needs to start and where it needs to end. So a little bit of math and a little bit of digging is going to need to be done. But let's see, so if I get my shovel out and dig out from here, it should be reasonably simple, I hope. So, okay, if I dig down like so, and hopefully I meet up something. Yeah, this isn't as well planned as I thought it would be. So if I come along like this, and hopefully eventually I'll meet up with the... There it is. Oh, no. No, that's not where I want. I am quite a distance away from where I need to be, so I need to go this way a fair bit as well. So yeah, you can see it's not as easy as it looks, but eventually this line should meet up with the one over here if I dig out this way a little bit more. Come on, please be right. Yeah, not right at all. Not good. So this is here, which means I think over here should be fine, in theory. Yeah, not as fun as it looks, as you can see. And it took quite a bit of digging, but you can see, I hope you can see, that I have finally gotten up to where this thing goes. So the hopper line would just need to connect all the way across. Hopefully these hoppers are all going into each other. I think I saw one that wasn't, but all the hoppers will do would just collect all the potatoes or carrots or whatever this is and bring it along to this side. This is the potato side, if I'm not mistaken. And then I just need to pillar myself up and get these hoppers into place, which isn't too hard. So this bit is just about done. Then I can get my villagers in place and Bob's your uncle. Well, it took a little while, but all the hoppers are in place and all the lines are in place, at least for the potatoes and carrots. So once again, I'll have this next bit go off camera to get the villagers in place. But I'll also turn my attention to the potatoes and carrots, which is going to be a little bit different because of the way you need to collect these. Now, you need to collect these by only doing villagers, which will harvest the thing, and then they'll drop the wheat and seeds into the garden here, or into the wheat place. So what that means is I need to rip up this entire thing, put in rails underneath and a collection line probably here, which would then feed into the chests below. So a very quick bit over here which I need to do is just get rid of all of this wheat, all of this farmland, and make sure that I don't do that. How am I going to do this? Get rid of that. There we go. I really want to do this with a silk touch pickaxe, because that way I collect all the farmland instead of the other bits, which would be fun, I think. Yeah, that's going to be interesting if I do it like that. So yeah, I'm going to have to be careful around the water areas, but other than that, let's get started on making this all good. And just a little bit of a progress update. I've got in the wheat line all done. The rails are all complete, and I've reseeded everything in here. And I've got my first villager in place, ready to go. So if I just throw 8 stacks of seed at him, or it should pick them all up and therefore only take seeds. I must have a completely new villager. It looks like that guy is now completely done. So I should be able to get him in, and he should be farming for the rest of his life. I have locked him away so he is going to stay as a farmer. So hopefully this stays, and the other ones that I connect later won't do anything. That's a little bit annoying. I'll just get rid of that there, and that there, and that should work in theory. Hopefully the villager didn't pick anything up. So what I will need to do as well is stick, I think, a composter in here somewhere so the villager doesn't link to one later. So let's dump off that stuff. Pick up this composter and move it someplace nearby so that the villager can see but not get to, I think. Maybe up high. Maybe in here. Up high somewhere, like, I don't know, here? That should do, at least for the time being. Actually, no, no, that's not going to work. I need it on the outside, I think, over here, where he can't get to it. Something like that should do. So I need to put in the glass as well, which I need yellow dye for. But overall, this guy should now be ready to go. And keeping an eye on this guy, you can see, or hopefully you can see in a little while, that he is wandering around. He should break that one at the end, hopefully. Hopefully. And yeah, I was watching for a little while, but he was breaking some of these guys. So hopefully you'll see it in a little bit as he comes around. Just waffling now. Come on, harvest. Unless it's not the right time of day, I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but he should eventually harvest those pieces, and the minecart underneath, you can see, will eventually pick up that wheat and drop it off into our little farm collection. Well, it took me about an hour or so, but I think I've finally finished off these village compartment things. So, you can see this guy is harvesting away. This guy doesn't have anything to harvest, and I think he might not be broken, actually, because he seems to be connected to one of those over there. I'm not quite sure, but he should be able to harvest by himself anyway. If we come over to these guys, they are slowly harvesting away. For some reason, he's holding bread. That guy is harvesting away as well, so all my harvesting is done. You can think that guy is harvesting. Yes, there we go. So both of them all 4 are harvesting away, and I've got my villagers in the center to get all this up. If we come below as well, let me just quickly get below. We can see I still have just got the basic collection system, but this one and this one here, they all are slowly collecting. This one might be broken a little, but we'll fix it up soon. So I am going to work on the villager compartments next episode, or a future episode, because I have run out of time for today. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you then. Goodbye.